Greetings, coaches and ADs, and thank you for taking some time to tune into this first ever edition of the State Track and Field Qualifying Schools meeting. I hope the few minutes that you take viewing this today will prepare you well for your upcoming state tournament experience. Congratulations to each of you for having one or more of your student athletes qualify for this year's State Track and Field meet. We look forward to hosting you. Here's today's agenda for this meeting, and you can see there's several items that we will work through for this meeting. And we're going to start by introducing Laura Mockentune from the league office to cover the first several items on today's agenda.
This slide shares information on how coaches and ADs can find information on the website to prepare for the upcoming State Track and Field meet. If you look on the far right side, the column underneath the number 3 is labeled State Tournament Resources. That is where Amy, Charlie, and other folks within the league office are placing documents and resources for you to have as you prepare for your upcoming state meet. To find that section, where mine says wrestling, yours will say track and field. If you move over to the right side underneath number 1, ADs and coaches, you have a spot on your dashboard that's a large blue rectangle with a button that says sports and activities. Once you click on that button, you'll get a list of blue bands, and you need to find the track and field band. Clicking the little plus sign next to that will open up the window like you're seeing on the right side. And again, that State Tournament Resources is your spot to find all of the documents and other pieces that you'll need for the upcoming state meet. There are a number of resources available on the public side of the website, not requiring a login, that will facilitate a trip to the state track meet for spectators, fans, and community members. On the top of the website, if you click on sports and activities and then choose either track and field girls or track and field boys, you'll find a number of resources available at that spot. The blue buttons underneath state tournament information will provide that information for spectators. In that area, you'll find a schedule, you'll find a spectator guide. This is really a one-page or so, what we would call a printable document. Helps for those that are coming kind of to have all the information in one place. There's an apparel link there. There is streaming, results will be put there, online souvenir programs. So this is the page that you want to send your community, fans, spectators to find information for them. Ticketing for the state tournament, prices are $13 for adults, $8 for students. That is a session ticket price. Tickets can be purchased at mshsl.org/tickets, and all tickets should be purchased online. We are using Hometown Ticketing as our ticket vendor. With Hometown, tickets may be printed and shown at the gate on paper. They may be shown on your smartphone as either a PDF or in the Hometown app, and they can be saved to your Apple or Google Wallet. All sessions of the state track meet will be streamed from NSPN.TV. NSPN was formerly known as Prep Spotlight and/or School Space, and they are the league's exclusive streaming partner for state tournament events. They do require a subscription that can be purchased for either a month or a year. And again, all of the sessions will be streamed. So for anyone unable to attend, that would be a great way to take part in the meet. State tournament apparel will be sold on site at St. Michael Albertville High School. It will be available during practice sessions, prelims, as well as finals. And we do recommend that you purchase early for best selection. Signature Concepts, our vendor, is cashless, so credit card and/or debit cards are required for purchases. There is also an online option to purchase, so if the selection that you're looking for is not available, that is an option. But just know that there is also a shipping fee with online purchases, so again, purchasing on site is highly suggested. Some information about media to assist you, your schools, and your community. A reminder that media must apply for credentials with the league, and they will be approved by 7 p.m. the night prior to each day. Media apply per day for that credential. Please share this news as you're able with those media folks within your community. Track and field, because it is an individual tournament, does not allow student media. Of course, those students are allowed at the venue and may purchase a spectator ticket. However, they do not receive any special access at St. Michael Albertville High School for the state track and field meet. Additionally, media information and deadlines can all be found under media, which is located under Who Are You at the top of the website.
St. Michael has been gracious enough to open their track prior to the state track meet. Practice times are available for participating schools and participating student athletes. The cost is $3 per athlete to help provide personnel to keep the space open and supervised. Those times are listed, dates and times are listed here: Tuesday, June 6th from noon to 5 p.m. and Wednesday, June 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We ask that you honor these times very closely, because St. Michael Albertville is a high school with a very robust and busy spring schedule, just like all of your school campuses are, and we're grateful that they have provided this opportunity. In addition to those practice times available at STMA, we will provide warm-ups prior to the start of each session for 45 minutes. You can see the times listed here. If you are competing in a morning session, your warm-up time that the track will be open is from 8 to 8:45. And in the afternoon sessions, if you are competing there, from 2:30 to 3:15 p.m. Once the session has started, you are allowed to warm up only in the designated infield area on the track. Once the student athletes are marshaled onto the track by our clerks of course, warm-ups are permitted at field events only during the designated warm-up time. In addition, we will have hurdles available inside the STMA Activity Center and in the team camp area for your hurdlers to warm up. St. Michael Albertville High School has graciously offered to open up their campus for practice in advance of the state track meet. The facility will be open on Tuesday, June 6th from noon to 5 p.m. and again on Wednesday, June 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please note that the cost is $3 per athlete to attend one of these practice sessions, and this goes to offset the cost to the St. Michael Albertville staff as they work to keep their facility open for you. Also, on the Wednesday, June 7th practice session, apparel sales will be available on site as a courtesy to participating athletes and coaches. Warm-ups will happen prior to and during each session of the state track meet. Prior to the start of each session, runners will have 45 minutes on the track to warm up, and you can see the times listed here on the slide. During the meet, once the meet is started, warm-ups are only allowed in the designated infield area once athletes are marshaled onto the track. No other student athletes are to be warming up on the infield area. Warm-ups at the field events are permitted during their designated warm-up time. Also, hurdles will be available in the STMA Activity Center and in the team camp area. A reminder that all of the information we're covering in this portion of today's qualifying schools meeting can be found in the qualifying or participating schools guide in your dashboard under state tournament resources. I want to take a few minutes now to talk about our wristband policies. Please know that you will receive 2 complimentary wristbands per team in your packet when you pick that up when you register on site. If you are a team or school that qualifies both boys and girls, you will receive 2 separate packets. Each will have 2 wristbands. Coaches who are purchasing an entry wristband must be members of the official coaching staff. That means you will need to have all of the education components completed. That means an active dashboard. That means approved and accepted by your activities administrator. In addition, these people should be approved by your local governing body or Board of Education to be working with your student athletes. Please know that the entry wristbands are for official members of your coaching staff only. They're not to be given to those student athletes that didn't qualify, to other students, to spouses. Please know that those folks must purchase spectator tickets and enter at the main entrance to the facility. If you have field event qualifiers, we will supply color-coded field event wristbands that will provide access to the coach's box in each event. Please know that that wristband must be worn with the entry wristband. So your field event coaches will be wearing two wristbands, one entry wristband and one color-coded that's going to provide them special access to the field event area. And also, one coach per school is allowed in the coach's box, and our officials will be monitoring for that. And again, that's just to help us keep a level playing field and to keep our field event area clear from traffic that interferes with the event. Additional wristbands can be purchased for coaches via a link that will be sent to each activities director through our ticketing partner, Hometown Ticketing. The cost for the additional wristband is $26. If you purchase a wristband beginning with the Friday afternoon session, the wristband cost is $13. Please know that cash and checks will not be accepted on site. All purchases are done electronically through Hometown Ticketing. And again, wristbands are non-transferable. They must be worn by the coach and kept on for the duration of the meet, both days, preliminaries and finals, to gain entrance into the facility. Thank you, Laura, for taking the time to share all of that important information with us. Now we want to walk through team registration and packet pickup. And just a reminder, the coaches are required to have all of their educational components completed. And so for each coach, whether that is a volunteer coach, whether that is a paid assistant coach, whether that is the head coach, each need to be school approved, have a coach's dashboard with the requirements listed on this slide complete. That is the annual general online rules meeting, the track and field online rules module, and the concussion module from the continuing education requirement, or CER, portion of your dashboard. A reminder that competitors will use the same bib and number for both the prelims and the finals. Do not discard those because we are asking you to use the same bibs for both days. And numbers must be worn to access the facility via the pass gate. And also navigating through the site, competitor numbers are going to help provide access to various points of the venue that general students or spectating public are not allowed to attend. Please know that on your relay card, up to 8 eligible runners may be listed in accordance with NFHS track and field and cross country running rule 5.10.2. That must be completed by the coach. And we're asking coaches that you give that to your most responsible relay runner to bring to an official in the designated clerking area. Again, that's a busy, fairly confined area. So coaches, if you would just give that to one of your runners, they can bring that to the clerk area. Also in your packets that you'll pick up are concurrent event forms and pole vault verification forms that you are familiar with. In an attempt to mitigate any unfortunate situations, I want to take just a moment to identify a couple of reminders regarding the rules. Be aware of your entry limits, especially when it comes to your relays. Only 3 running events are allowed. So if you have an athlete that is competing in 2 open events and perhaps listed on 2 or more relay cards, please just know that there are limits on the number of events that they can compete in. So be aware. Also, be reminded that an athlete can compete in no more than 2 events that are 800 meters or longer. Again, I think about a runner being included in the 4x8 when they're maybe in an 801 mile event, and I just want to make sure that coaches are using eligible athletes so as not to jeopardize other performances in the meet. Runners should report to the clerk area 15 minutes prior to the scheduled start time of their race. We have an outstanding team of officials that will help get them settled in, instruct them on the process that's in front of them, help calm their nerves, and escort them out onto the track so that they are ready to compete and perform at the highest level. And a reminder, please utilize the concurrent event form for any athletes that you have that are participating in both running and field events. A few reminders about uniforms. First, they are to be school issued and school approved. There are no restrictions for hair control devices, but baseball caps, scarves, bandanas cannot be worn during competition. Also prohibited are face and body paint, stickers, headbands, if they're worn, may not be tied in a knot. That is congruent with NFHS Rule 431 as cited on the slide. Also, note the language here for relay team members that essentially they have to look the same. And if there are any questions, they can be addressed in our clerking area, and they will assist and make sure that teams meet this requirement. But we work with your relay teams to make sure that they are meeting the language of this rule. A reminder that in the Minnesota State High School League, we have a scratch one, scratch all rule, and that means athletes must compete in all events which they are entered and or they have qualified for the state meet. A few rare medical exceptions to this policy may be determined on an individual basis at the state meet by the Games Committee. We do have a Minnesota State High School League licensed healthcare practitioner that will be available on site during the state meet to assist in this determination. Also a reminder that the top 9 competitors will advance to the finals. Certain situations are eligible to be appealed. Appeals must be requested within 30 minutes of the announcement of the event results. On this slide, you can see the proper steps that the head coach must make in order to file an appeal. This information is also in your participating schools manual. Over the next few slides, talk a little bit about the logistics of arriving on site and moving through the site at St. Michael Albertville High School. Buses and large vans will be able to drop team members and coaches off at the team camp and registration area and then proceed to park at Fieldstone Elementary. Schools will be allowed to park one car in the lower lot on the north side of the stadium during the session you are competing. There will not be a parking pass issued. This will be monitored by STMA parking and security staff. They will have a list of each of the qualifying schools, and one school will be allowed to check in, to register, and park in that space. We do require that the implements for the shot put and discus are inspected and certified. That is located in the tent near the shot and discus area. It is available each day from 8:15 to 9 a.m. and from 2:45 to 3:30 p.m. for their respective sessions. Once again, the team camp area will be located on the softball fields immediately to the west of the stadium. A reminder that tents and equipment must be taken down and removed at the end of each session. This site is not secure, and the High School League and St. Michael Albertville cannot be responsible for your equipment at that time. Please take it with you. Coaches and athletes will gain access to the venue at the pass gate entrance, which is near registration. You do not need to go through the main entrance. In addition, we will provide access from the stairwell on the south bleachers. We will allow coaches and athletes, as long as you are wearing your wristbands or have your bib numbers displayed, to move through that stairwell in and out of the bleachers. And a reminder that passage behind the stadium is reserved for officials and tournament staff only. We do have some heavy equipment that moves back there, and we're also looking to protect that clerking area and the clerking process and keep that as free from as much traffic as we can. The map that you see in this slide can be found on the last page of your participating schools guide. We encourage coaches to take a look at the map, examine the layout, try to become as familiar as you can with the site before you arrive. And that will assist you greatly as you arrive on site and begin your state tournament experience. Before we conclude today's qualifying schools meeting, I just want to take a moment to encourage you as coaches to find an opportunity to say thank you and express gratitude towards the officials, the tournament personnel, the St. Michael Albertville staff that are all so important in hosting what we believe will be an incredible state tournament for both you and, more importantly, your student athletes. A word of kindness and appreciation will go a long way. These are long days for all those involved, and they can be tiresome days, but those words of gratitude go a long ways towards these people who are here because they're compelled to provide that great experience. Also, just a plug, if you are a coach watching this meeting and you are thinking that maybe this is the last year you'll be coaching, I would like to put a plug in for you to consider becoming a registered track and field official. As you look around our venue during the state meet, you will see this is an aging population, and we need more officials. We need younger officials, and you can help us begin to create a larger pool from which to draw. Congratulations again to all of our qualifying students and to our coaches, and we hope that you'll enjoy your state meet experience. Thank you.